OnePlus 5 versus iPhone 10 speed test coming up right now. Let's go. So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology, and welcome to the OnePlus 5 versus the iPhone 10 speed test. Now, this is an exciting comparison because OnePlus just launched the 5T, which actually houses the same internal components when it comes to the processor and the memory as OnePlus 5. So you can kind of see how fast the iPhone 10 is compared to OnePlus's latest devices. So let's begin with the boot up test in 3, 2, 1. And if you want to see the 5T on the channel, comment that down below. Or if you rather see the Pixel, let me know down below. I'm about to purchase one of those phones, but I'm not exactly sure which one I want to get. Maybe if you guys say which one's more important to you, maybe I'll just pick that one up so we can review that one and help you guys out at the same time. So more than likely I'll be getting both, but for now I'm trying to decide between a Pixel 2 and a OnePlus 5T. But you can see iPhone 10 just smoking fast to that boot up. Look at that, just waiting on the OnePlus 5. So super quick there for the boot up. As always, on iPhone usually wins on this boot up section. Before we get started with the speed test, I do want to mention that the OnePlus 5 is so much faster to get into than the iPhone 10. So if you just put your fingerprint right here, it just flies into the software. So no issues whatsoever there on the OnePlus 5. Now the iPhone 10 is going to use Face ID, which sometimes is inconsistent, sometimes it's very fast, but it's like 2 steps. So quicker to unlock the OnePlus 5. Let's go ahead and close out all the applications, make sure they are all closed, and then we will do a speed test here. 11.1.2 on the right, 7.1.1 Nougat there on the left with Oxygen OS layered on top. Begin with the calendar in 3, 2, and 1. And you can see it's the iPhone 10 pretty much easily there. Let's go into calculator. You can see that looked like the OnePlus 5. Let me know down below. What about clock? You can see, wow, that was pretty fast on the OnePlus 5. I'm gonna call it the OnePlus 5 there. What about the camera? You can see iPhone 10 with that win. What about Amazon? You can see it looks like the OnePlus 5 wins that one there. Coming home, let's go into Snapchat. You can see OnePlus 5 with the easy win. What about Twitter? OnePlus 5 again with another win. So wow, this is a fast phone in the OnePlus this year, and it's half the price of an iPhone 10. Keep that in mind. You can get a OnePlus 5 for you and your girl. You can get a OnePlus 5 for you and your daughter, your son, whatever, you got a child, teenager, whatever, whoever you are, whatever you're doing with your life. If you want to get 2 phones, you can get 2 phones for the price of one iPhone 10. So what about Instagram? And it's still faster than the iPhone 10 in some areas. You see right there, Instagram now loads up on the iPhone 10. What about a Pi Geek? And I know some, Apple fanboys are going to be like, oh, you're doing this all wrong. You're so inaccurate. You're mistyping stuff, blah, blah, blah. The deal is this, I'm looking through a camera. I'm doing the best I can here. And the OnePlus 5 in the real world feels faster than the iPhone 10 due to its slicker animation. So let's go into speed test. And you can see there's the iPhone 10, but I'm not going to say that the OnePlus 5 is faster overall. Technically speaking, the A11 is ahead of the CPU in the OnePlus 5. So I was just looking for a server there. What about Play Store versus App Store? You see, wow, pretty much dead even. Now, if you slowed it down, it might have been the iPhone 10 slightly, but it was pretty much dead even there. I'm not exactly sure, that was so close to call. So you let me know down below. So what about Chrome? Going into Chrome, it does load the Nick Ackerman channel first there on the left and the right after that. Let's just go ahead and refresh that page to see which one loads it faster again. So you can see, looked like it was the iPhone 10 to refresh it quicker. So go ahead and visit www.nickackermanchannel.com. You can reach out to me there if you want to get in contact with me and I don't see your comment on YouTube. You can hit me up there. And I'm also going to have the blog and some merchandise and t-shirts there as well soon. So what about Real Boxing here? You can see gaming now. Looks like iPhone 10 is ahead here once again. I got an advertisement, but the iPhone 10 did win that test. So what about Real Racing? And you can see Real Racing looks to be ahead again for the iPhone 10. So Apple's design GPU in-house is definitely some fast stuff. So there goes the OnePlus 5. So gamers, you want the iPhone series or the Razer phone if you're looking for a gaming phone. The OnePlus 5 is still going to be very fast, but at the same time, the iPhone 10 is top of the line when it comes to gaming. So what about 8-ball pool? You should see the iPhone 10 win this one as well. And there it goes, boom. Just games are just so well optimized for iOS. And you can see there is the OnePlus 5. What about Jetpack Joyride? And wow, look at that iPhone 10 go. It's just smoking fast on those games. So you've seen right there that the OnePlus 5 won some apps, the iPhone 10 won other apps, but you can see that in the day-to-day, just based on your applications you're gonna be using, you know, each and every day of your life, the OnePlus 5 might feel faster in some cases. If you put on 0.5x animations, it might feel even quicker than the iPhone 10. Also, the way you actually multitask on the OnePlus 5 is much more intuitive and easy than over here on the iPhone 10, where you got to do all this gesture action. It's horizontal, so you can't really see the next app unless you swipe over. Whereas on here, you could kind of just scroll just a little bit down. You could see everything here on the OnePlus 5. So keep that in mind. Multitasking is probably a better experience on OnePlus 5. All right, guys, so let's quickly go through the speed of the RAM management. We're going to go backwards on this one. So what about Jetpack Joyride? Looks like it was a little bit quicker there on the iPhone 10. Let's go back. What about the 8-ball pool? Looks like it was a little bit quicker there again for the iPhone 10. Let me know down below. This is hard to see sometimes. What about the real racing? Again, iPhone 10 easily there. Let's go into the next app. That's a whole reload there for the OnePlus 5. What about real boxing? We're still on the ad here, but it's kind of reloading there on the OnePlus 5. It was actually where it was on the iPhone 10. What about Chrome? Again, about the same on that one. Play Store, App Store, about the same there. Speed test, reload there, surprisingly on the iPhone 10. A Pie Geek. Let's go into Instagram. Let's go into Twitter. About the same. Let's go into Snapchat. About the same there. What about Amazon? Slight reload on the OnePlus. Let's go into the camera. A little faster on the iPhone. Clock, about the same. What about calculator? About the same. And calendar, reload again on the OnePlus 5. So RAM management still is a lead on the iPhone over the OnePlus series. The speed overall day-to-day though feels quicker to the eye to me on the OnePlus 5. In actuality, you know, when we look at those technical specifications, the iPhone 10 is the faster phone here. But is it $500 faster? Absolutely not. You know, in some cases, the OnePlus 5 just feels like the faster phone. So that's it here for me. I'm not going to go in depth on this one. You just seen the speed differences in the real world. Yeah, they're not scientific. Yeah, they're not super accurate, but they're close enough to kind of get an idea of what you're working with between both of these. If you found this video helpful, enjoyable, entertaining, informing, do me a favor, click the like button for me. And if you're new here, consider subscribing for more. Questions, comments, feedbacks down below in the comments section. Nick here helping you to master your technology. Be sure to be well. I will catch you on the next episode, and peace.